Hello guys, gals and gamers. What's up? I'm still moving at the moment, so the lighting and everything could be a bit, less quality than what I'm used to in my videos. But I've been hearing you guys, and last week's episode, we talked about whether or not should I have a white boring background or should I decorate it? And an overwhelming majority of you guys said to decorate it. So here we go. We have some gamer decorations. We have Xbox and a bottle of ketchup. But I might be in another house next week. I'm not sure yet. So I might have different decorations then. But I hope you guys like this. But that said, let's get back into the actual topic of this video. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about Pikmin 4, because I feel like there is loads to discuss there. Pikmin 4 was revealed in a interview with Shigeru Miyamoto like 8 years ago, and now we are finally seeing a trailer of it. I think they restarted, development at some point because things were not going as they pleased, and so it has taken a while. But we finally have confirmation because of last week's, or maybe a few weeks ago. Time is weird after COVID happened. Anyways, a few weeks ago or whatever, Pikmin 4 got revealed once again with a trailer, actual footage, and Mr. Miyamoto saying that, hey, it is actually coming next year. So I wanted to discuss whether or not this will be kind of like the new renaissance for Pikmin, because there might be some evidence to think, hey, this might be the case. Pikmin historically has been a kind of a weird franchise to me when it comes to like other Nintendo games. Personally, by the way, I'm not the biggest fan of Pikmin. I've only played Pikmin 1 and then the Nintendo Land minigame about Pikmin and then Pikmin Bloom, and that's it. So the franchise hasn't really grabbed me like some other Nintendo franchises do. And this, I feel like, is a trend that is happening to other people as well. Pikmin is clearly not as popular as many other Nintendo franchises, and I think it is in the lower tiers of Nintendo franchise, but still kept alive. And that's just great. Pikmin has not been so popular when it comes to, I think the best determination of this is just the sales numbers. And I think the best-selling game, Pikmin game, is Pikmin 3 Deluxe for the Switch. Sold, I think, 2.2 million copies, if I'm not completely wrong. Nintendo has not updated that number in a while, I think, so could be a bit different. So that is a good number. That is a very solid sales number, especially for Pikmin. And that's just great. But what I'm kind of concerned with Pikmin when it comes to Pikmin is that I feel like the franchise doesn't have much appeal outside of like core Nintendo gamers. And even there, it's not as prevalent as something like Metroid, which is another franchise that isn't the best selling out there. Metroid Dread selling 3 million copies. I think that's the best Metroid has ever done. Might be wrong. Probably the first Metroid is a bit better. But still, Metroid historically surprisingly low sales. But even Metroid, it has like a fan community. It has loads of impact on the gaming industry, which is something that Pikmin doesn't have. If I go look at like Nintendo games, Nintendo fan art, I almost never see Pikmin out there. And I feel like Pikmin fans, when I see them, they are just like, it would be nice to have another Pikmin game, I guess, at some point, but I never see any much like fan interaction or much discussion about what could a future Pikmin game be, or fan art, or speculation or theories about Pikmin. I just don't see much fan content or much engagement when it comes to Pikmin. And that's kind of what worries me. And I think the best place where this there's not a lot of engagement and the series doesn't appeal to a wild, like casual audience is visible is the numbers of Pikmin Bloom. the mobile game that was also talked about in the direct, and I think that was because Miyamoto as well has seen the numbers and they are not great. Pikmin Bloom, as far as we know, now has a few million downloads. About 2 million the last I heard. Probably is a bit bigger now, especially like after the direct. Probably has gotten a few 100,000 downloads more, but still. For a Nintendo mobile game, that is extremely, extremely bad. And even I think in revenue, it hasn't made that big of a dent. It's not a game that a lot of people want to download, and when they download, they don't really want to spend money on it. And Pikmin Bloom, unfortunately, I don't think will survive many years. Niantic has been cancelling a lot of their Pokemon Go copies. They cancelled, I think, the Harry Potter one, a few other ones. I think one was about NBA or something completely ridiculous. But I don't think they want to keep Pikmin Bloom alive for a long time. It was a cool opportunity for them to work with Shigeru Miyamoto, but that's basically it. By the way, Niantic was the developer behind Pikmin Bloom, and Nintendo helped. And it's just, I don't think it's going well. I don't think it's going well, and that's just, a part of that is just the game just being kind of boring, and that's why kind of Miyamoto begged people to please download the game in the Nintendo Direct. I find that quite funny because there's kind of like this little headcanon in that I believe in, that the only reason that Pikmin is still alive as a franchise and hasn't gone the way of something like F-Zero is because of Miyamoto and his kind of obsession with Pikmin. Like, whenever you hear about Pikmin, if it's not a game, it's something, well, even if it is a game, Shigeru Miyamoto is always like the front man trying to promote it. And you can see this in like Super Nintendo World, the Nintendo theme park. There are some Pikmin Easter eggs. Every now and then you can find them like, oh, there's a Pikmin around that Mario block. But I don't think like a lot of like non-Nintendo fans, like the adults, they know who Mario is and they just think, oh, look at that red thing, that's a cool Mario character. They don't know it's a Pikmin. But the advancement into animation and movies kind of started out with Pikmin shorts. That was, of course, led by Miyamoto. And there's just like a bunch of other stuff like the Nintendo stores having Pikmin decals all over sometimes, and other like weird Pikmin Easter eggs that always end up like with Miyamoto involved. So I think Miyamoto is the only one who's keeping basically Pikmin alive. There's probably like more people at Nintendo who like Pikmin, but I think we are getting so much like kind of weird attention to Pikmin because of Miyamoto. That is definitely my theory. But now getting into Pikmin 4, let's talk about it because it looks different. It looks different from the Pikmin we have had in the past, and I think that is a great thing. Like, we only saw a glimpse of Pikmin 4. And I think that glimpse that we saw actually told us a lot. Now, like I said, I'm not a Pikmin specialist, so I can't make like fan theories about it or what every mechanic is different because I haven't really played many of the recent games, so I can't really say. But even like changing the camera angle and how you move around, that is different from everything Pikmin that we have had so far. And this just makes me feel very confident, and this caught my eye when it comes to Pikmin 4. I'm actually kind of curious about this. And this just doesn't feel like Pikmin 3, but another one. This feels like a next big Pikmin game, and that is incredibly good, especially if you try to promote it a bit more than you did with like Pikmin 3, which I don't even remember, did it get any kind of like campaign or anything like that? It just kind of came out, I feel like. So if you promote it, I think Pikmin can become a much more popular Nintendo franchise, and I can see it like passing like 3 million copies easily, and maybe even 4 million. Who knows? I don't know what the game is going to be like. It's hard for me to say at this point, but even like just changing the camera angle and probably like rethinking the gameplay to be a bit different, I think that will definitely, people will keep their eye on that, and many people who were not interested in Pikmin before might just become new Pikmin fans, and I hope I'm included there. I usually don't care about Pikmin, but if it's a good game, I'm glad to buy it. I would definitely buy it if it's something completely new. And just the setting, it's just looks like Pikmin, but I think there will still be more that we are not seeing. And that just makes me incredibly kind of curious, like I said, curious about Pikmin 4. And I know I was a bit critical on Pikmin in the beginning of this video, but I want to leave it hopeful because I really feel hopeful when it comes to Pikmin 4. And it does look like a great game, and I hope it is one of the bigger games Nintendo put out last year. Of course, there's like Zelda Breath of the Wild, probably another Pokemon game, a lot of stuff we just don't know about yet, maybe like a 3D Mario. But I do hope they focus a bit more on Pikmin and this actually becomes something that sells really well. Will probably be the best selling game in the franchise. That's not a huge hurdle to overcome. So I'm looking forward to Pikmin 4, and I think it will be a success. It will definitely be a success. And yeah, that's enough of my rambling over here. It was a bit unscripted, like, well, usual. But I want to know what you guys think about Pikmin 4. Leave your comments down below in the comment section. That's where the comments go. Also, like this video, subscribe, and send me something. Send me money. Send me a love letter, send me emails, send me something. I don't know. It would be fun to have a little bit more interaction going on. But yeah, that's all of my ramblings. I have said enough already. I will just see you guys next time. Bye bye. The lighting is so weird. Bye. Yeah.